We'll be heading to the film soon.
Oh, yeah. So they start filming next week, yeah. It's amazing. This is one of the best birthdays ever. I don't know that I've ever been wished happy birthday so much than I have today, and it's pretty awesome. We knew how important that fight was going to be, and so we went out to Australia where we were filming about 2 months before production just to work on the lightsaber fights, and Ewan and I would get together for like 4 or 5 hours a day and just learn the choreography and try to, you know, improve on our pacing and just get it as good as we could as good as we could make it. And that process was so much fun. You know, you go to work and you fight with the lightsaber, you know, and then when we went to go film it, it all just sort of, you know, came to life in a really exciting way. And we were having a proper go at each other. You know, back then we would use, our lightsabers were like made of this metal alloy. And when you really hit hard, they would sort of bend and twist and warp a little bit. And after every take, they'd have to replace the blade of the lightsaber because it would be all bent out of shape. And that's how we knew we were doing a good job, is if we got like a really good curve to the lightsaber. Yeah, you know, I remember when we were doing that scene, we actually filmed it once, and because George was developing, you know, the sort of digital technology with, I think it was Sony, they had an issue with the camera, and so we actually had to go back and refilm it a second time. But you know, it was a pivotal moment for Anakin, and it was just really cool to hear Ian McDiarmid as Darth Sidious, you know, Knight Anakin as Darth Vader. You know, that was awesome. I think, you know, there's a lot of great stories still to be told, hopefully, you know, in that sort of 7-year period where you have Darth Vader reconciling sort of all of the choices that he made, that sort of led him to this new life trapped inside of this suit, and obviously, you know, the loss of Padme. So, you know, there's just a lot of sort of dark stuff that's going through his head, and that was what I was sort of focusing on as I was getting ready to go back and do the Obi-Wan show. It was amazing, you know. It was kind of like no time had passed, you know, or like time travel existed for us. But you know, I love Ewan. We became really good friends when we were doing the prequels, and to get to go back and you know, inhabit these roles again together was a thrilling experience. And you know, I hope that we're fortunate enough to get to do it again. It was too cool, you know, and so exciting for me. You know, obviously, like I said, George was sort of explaining to me that period in Anakin's life when we were getting ready to go to do episode 3, and I thought it sounded really exciting. And then watching the Clone Wars, the animated series, which I sort of binge watched as we were getting ready to go do Obi-Wan. I thought it was so compelling, and I was so taken with that version of Anakin. And I was in the back of my head hoping, you know, that maybe we would get such an opportunity to do it in live action. And so when Dave Filoni called me up and said that's what we're going to do, it was like a dream come true. It was awesome, you know, and it was a very surreal experience for us because we have known each other for a while. You know, we first met as teenagers in theater school. And I was so happy for her when I found out that she was cast as Ahsoka when they first introduced her in The Mandalorian, and I thought she just did a wonderful job, and getting to, you know, act opposite her, playing these characters was a tremendous thrill. You know, and I just love what she brings to Star Wars. I think she's so smart, and she just understands all the sort of layers and levels of it. and she's a genuine fan. Like she loves this stuff, and that's what Star Wars needs, you know. Well, you know, I wish I could share something with you guys, but I gotta stay tight-lipped about that. But I'm very excited to get to return for season 2, and I know that, you know, Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau have some really exciting stuff in store.
You'll be heading to the film soon.
Oh yeah. So they start filming next week, yeah. And they don't need me right off the bat, but I'll be heading over there, you know, shortly after.